All right, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to this country and to this stage the Good Intentions.
Thank you very much. I don't know what was going on backstage, but there were only brown M&Ms left. So we're going to start with the train song. She's on the last train, leaving town tonight. She's on the fast train, pulling out of sight. I know I shouldn't follow her, but it doesn't feel right. She's on the last train, leaving my life. She stole my cocaine, she stole my dignity, she drove me insane. It doesn't bother me, I know that I've been drinking, but I'd take her for my wife. And off that last train, leaving my life. And if I only knew then what I know today, I'd still be on my knees and begging her to stay. I'd still be on my knees and begging her to stay. She's in the fast lane, she's on the open road. I sing a quatrain, she burns the highway code. It's always gonna be that way, headed for the light. But it's the last train, leaving my life. She's on the last train, leaving town tonight. She's on a fast train, pulling out of sight. I know I shouldn't follow her, but then again I might. She's on the last train, leaving my life. She's on the last train, leaving my life. She's on the last train. Thank you. It's an absolute pleasure to be here tonight at the Coffee Gallery Backstage here in Altadena, and thanks to you all for coming out. Thanks to Bob for having us on. And how about Dafni? Yeah. And she has some CDs for sale there. And don't forget, if you buy enough tonight, she will be able to afford that surname. So that was off our last record, Poor Boy, and this is also off Poor Boy. And this is the title track, and not surprisingly, it's called Poor Boy. I'm walking down a road I know so well. If she's not with me, then I'm surely bound for hell. Only she can stop me getting into one more fight. I was a poor boy this morning, and I'll still be one tonight. For there is nothing in this world that I can truly call my own. And I will not need my 12-string when the angels call me home. Only she can lead me from the darkness to the light. I was a poor boy this morning, and I'll still be one tonight. world that I can truly call my own. And I will not need my 12-string when the angels call me home. Only she can lead me from the darkness to the light. I was a poor boy this morning, and I'll still be one tonight. She tells me now, let me ease your pain. You haven't even got the sense to come in from the rain. Only she can stop me feeling nothing's going right. I was a poor boy this morning, and I'll still be one tonight. For there is nothing in this world that I can truly call my own. And I will not need my 12-string when the angels call me home. Only she can lead me from the darkness to the light. I was a poor boy this morning, and I'll still be one tonight. I was a poor boy this morning, and I'll still be one tonight. Thank you.
Okay, the next song we're going to do for you is a song that tells the story about the birth of rock and roll. And we're not going to try and claim that the British invented rock and roll, because we know they didn't. We know you guys invented it. That's without doubt. You're welcome. We're glad you did.
Yeah.
But you might think that rock and roll was invented by a man. You might think, well, maybe Chuck Berry, maybe Elvis. But this is the story of the woman that invented rock and roll. And this is a true story. If you want to know more about it, Peter will tell you about it after the show. But this song's called Archie Bleyer's Daughter.
Archie Bleyer's daughter's the queen of rock and roll. That may not be strictly true, but that's what I've been told. When he heard a rumble, she heard poetry calling from the radio to set the people free. Archie was a big band man from New York State he came. Records and production was how he made his name. If you heard a guitar player in Cadence Studio, the notes he played were Archie's, and that's all he had to know. Let it roll, let it roll. A garage band has come to save his soul. A boy from Carolina by the name of Lincoln Ray started playing his guitar in a very different way. Turn the volume up too high and hit the chord from hell. How could they release that stuff expecting it to sell? That's how Archie saw it, and he saw it like a pro. How that girl went changed his mind is something I don't know. Cadence made the record and the rest is history. And all because of Archie Bleyer's daughter, don't you see? Let it roll, let it roll. A garage band has come to save his soul. Let it roll all across this land. Archie Bleyer is listening and he'll surely understand. faded out the mix and left the studio. Linkray travelled down the road until his final show. Nobody remembers, but the world is not the same. And if you think that band's too loud, I'll tell you who to blame. I don't know where she is now or how her life has been, but when I think about her, she will always be 16, dreaming of the boys in leather jackets on parole. Archie Blayer's daughters, the queen of rock and roll. Let it roll, let it roll. A garage band has come to save his soul. Let it roll all across this land. Archie Blayer's listening and he'll surely understand. Let it roll all across this land. Archie Blayer's listening and he'll surely understand. Thank you. Thank you very much. Well, Gabby and I have been here now almost 2 weeks, and we've had a wonderful time. We've been working hard, we've been recording, and we've been travelling around and playing a few shows. But all the time we've been here, I have been suffering, and I apologise if I cough occasionally, or if I struggle to hit the occasional high notes, but I'm suffering, my friends, from a condition. I don't know whether you get this in the States, and it's called man flu. Have you ever heard of man flu? I'll tell you what man flu is. I bet you do have it, you just don't know. So man flu is when the guy has a slight cold, you know, he sneezes once or twice, and he might feel a little under the weather. But according to him, he has flu, and he has just days to live. And it's only men who get this. Women seem immune to it, you know? And I can see a few ladies nodding there and elbowing their partners, and the guys are all going, huh? But, you know, come on guys, you know, fess up. So there you go. There you go, you see? There you go. This is a song off our new record. We have a new record which is called Someone Else's Time. And this is a song off that record, and this is called Gone So Long. You've been gone for so long, Evangeline. No one's looking for you anymore. But still I wander through the places you were seen, keeping faith and running from the Lord. And I think of that barista with her eyes of Spanish gold, and I wonder, will she save me from the freight train in my soul? I've been lost for so long now, Evangeline, drifting through these lonely border towns, following a road that led me from a dream, still believing I am glory bound. She tells me I am reckless to be living in this way, and her lips are soft and gentle, but there's nothing she can say. Sometimes I can imagine staying there and growing old, but I know that I'll be gone before the wind is blowing cold. You've been gone so long and left no trace. Summer's passed and soon I will depart. And if I never find you, I have seen the place. Evangeline, you find the pure of heart. A life without a reason and a verse without a rhyme left me here forever in someone else's time. And I think of that barista with her eyes of Spanish gold, and I wonder will she save me from the freight train in my soul. You've been gone so long, Evangeline. Thank you.
Okay, the next song we're going to do is also off our current album, and I'd encourage you to buy it because these two fantastic gentlemen are also featured on it. We're very lucky to have Mal playing with us tonight as well.
Who are they, Marvin?
This is Mr. Rick Shea.
Yes,
Mr. David Jackson.
yes.
So this song, we always feel we should do it because it's a song about the dangers of drinking, and some of the places we play aren't as nice as this, and sometimes they even feature crowds who are slightly inebriated, and sometimes they look like they need a warning. Now, none of you, although the lights are very bright, none of you look like you need a warning about the dangers of drinking, but just in case, you know, over the weekend you're a bit tempted, this song is called Everybody Loves a Drinking Man, and it tells you why you shouldn't drink. Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4. Everybody loves a drinking man, faraway eyes and whiskey tan. Buy him around and shake his hand, 'cause everybody loves a drinking man. Everybody loves the man who says he's raising a glass to better days, until he believes there's nothing as grand as spending your time a drinking man. Everybody thinks that I'm doing fine, but baby I'm drowning in yesterday's wine. The memory of you as you turn to the door is dragging me down from the bar to the floor. And if I can dream for one more night, tomorrow may come, but it's alright. Just set 'em up, Joe, you understand that everybody loves a drinking man. That I'm doing fine, but baby I'm drowning in yesterday's wine. The memory of you as you turn to the door is dragging me down from the bar to the floor. So darling, if you ever change your mind, consider the fool you left behind. To die on the vine was never the plan, but everybody loves a drinking man. Everybody loves a drinking man. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Not true.
It's not true. No. You may have noticed Gabby and I have accents. And, yeah, they're English accents because we're from Liverpool, and Thank you.
Thank you.
Big hand for Liverpool then. And, actually I'm not really English. My family are from North Wales. And, this next song we're going to do for you now is sort of about that. A couple of years ago I was struggling to finish off a song, and I just couldn't get this song finished. I don't know what it was. It was a lyric I couldn't get to rhyme, or chord that went wrong. Something wasn't quite right. And I was going, I can't get this song finished. Oh God, everything's wrong. My life is terrible. The world's awful. I can't get this song finished. I was overreacting somewhat, obviously.
Like your flu.
Yeah, like the flu. Yeah, there was a thread there. Yeah, you're right. And Gabby said, "What are you talking about? You know, what are you talking about?" Because my great uncles and great grandfather and various cousins in North Wales, they lived up on a small holding up on a hillside. Every morning they had to get up at dawn. They had to tend to the small holding. They had to walk several miles down to the pit, and they'd go down the pit and work as miners for the day, come back out of the pit, walk 7 or 8 miles back up to the small holding. And Gary said, you ought to think about that, and really you ought to feel ashamed, because you don't have that bad a life. And I was forced to agree. So it gave me a great idea for a song though, and this is it. And this goes out to all my forebears who didn't live as nice a life as I do. And this is called Coal Miner's Lament. The days are coming when I will be free, on the wings of a dove carried far out to sea, to a new point of air where there's no colliery, as far from the pit head as a miner can be. Well, walk through the valley of shadow each day, and I bring up the coal for a poor miner's pay. I was born in these hills and forever I'll stay, till the dust in the air takes my last breath away. On the shift before dawn, there's no sun on my back, and it's sinking behind me when I climb up the track. For the daylight don't come when you're down in the slack, or lying awake with your dreams turning black. Who will look after my children and wife? How in the world will they come to survive, when God in His heaven, who gave us this life, has hidden His face as we're buried alive? But the days are coming when I will be free, on the wings of a dove carried far out to sea, to a new point of air where there's no colliery. As far from the pithead as a miner can be. As far from the pithead as a miner can be. Thank you. So we're going to do another song for you now off our current record, and I don't know, I guess you think the British are obsessed by the weather, but you know, when we arrived in Los Angeles the Saturday before last, it was pouring with rain and the winds were blowing. We thought, California, you know, come on, because you know, to Brits, California just means the beach and Brian Wilson, and you know, and that's it really. But so far we've encountered rain and wind and even some sleet and snow, didn't we?
Yeah.
The other day, yeah. So, yeah. It's nice today though. So all this is by way of saying this next song is called The Cold Wind, and it's about a guy who makes some very bad life choices. The cold wind blowing down the valley. Charlie left his mother's home when he was 22. A voice had whispered to him there was nothing he could do. The cold wind blowing down the valley. His darling Mary's loving arms held on to him in vain. She gave him her St. Christopher to wear upon a chain. The cold wind blowing down the valley. The cold wind is blowing at your door. There's no one who can save you in this world anymore. Charlie needed more than he could earn from doing right. He'd drive a stolen car across the border in the night. The cold wind blowing down the valley. They threw him in a prison 'cause somebody found a gun. Lost him to St. Christopher and to his only one. The cold wind blowing down the valley. The cold wind is blowing at your door. There's no one who can save you in this world anymore. Woo! Charlie's mother prayed for him the day they set him free. Poor Mary and her baby lay beneath the willow tree. The cold wind blowing down the valley. Forever on the road, he'd only dream of going home. He wrapped his coat around him, frozen to the very bone. In the cold wind blowing down the valley. The cold wind blowing down the valley. The cold wind blowing down the valley. Thank you. I was just trying to escape. So as I was struggling with my man flu so manfully over the last few days, I worked my way through an entire pack of lozenges, Hall's lozenges, and I guess you're familiar with that. And I noticed after a while, they smell lovely and taste great. Yeah. And as I was working my way through this pack, eventually I realised that as you unwrapped these lozenges, I don't know whether you've ever seen this, they have little slogans on the wrappers meant to encourage you to, to get better and stop feeling sorry for yourself. And so these things were saying, you know, get back in the ring, champ, and tweak your can-do muscle, and whatever that is, and so on. And you know, after a while, these things were beginning to grate, and you know, it was like having my mother sitting next to me in the car, you know. And then I rapped one which said, "The show must go on." I thought, yeah, I can buy into that one. So the show goes on, and we're going to do another song off Someone Else's Time, and this is called Dark Stranger. 1, 2, 3. I can recall she wasn't slow to anger, but her smile could make a grown man sigh. She would not slow down, she was always crashing amber, and I knew what my heart would deny. She took the hand of a dark stranger. That night she left all those long years ago, and I think of her still, but I never could have changed her. She was running down roads I didn't know. What could I do in a world of pain and sorrow? I believe that she could ease my mind. She said to me she would not be here tomorrow, and my love she was leaving behind. She took the hand of a dark stranger. That night she left all those long years ago, and I think of her still, but I never could have changed her. She was running down roads I didn't know. Sometimes I dream I can hear her calling to me, and the memory haunts me to this day. I can still see her now, she's waving like she knew me, but I can't stop her turning away. She took the hand of a dark stranger. That night she left all those long years ago, and I think of her still, but I never saw the danger. She was running down roads I didn't know, and I think of her still, but I never could have changed her. She was running down roads I didn't know, running down roads I didn't know. Thank you.
Okay, well, last time we were here, we managed to travel around California, and we went up to Northern California and played some shows with Rick. And one of the places we went to was a really small town called Colfax, which is up in Grass Valley. And was lovely. And the girl whose venue we were playing at had said to us, it's a lovely place, but it's really small, it's really quiet, and nothing ever happens. But we arrived, and it was a lovely small town, but there were a lot of police cars around. And that was because they'd just arrested a bank robber, or a suspected bank robber, who wouldn't surrender, so they'd shot him dead outside our motel. And that was a dreadful tragedy for him and his family, but all Pete could think about was, great, what an idea for a song.
It was gold dust, I couldn't resist.
So I need to tell you, songwriters are dreadful people. They are mean and manipulative, and they will take anything in your life and turn it into music, and not always in a good way.
You have a songwriter on either side of you.
Yeah, I know, and probably several in the audience, but, you know, I'll risk it. So this is that song, it's called Colfax Town. Okay.
Okay. If you take the road up to Colfax Town, where the price of gold is only measured when they lay you down, you better head on by to the Nevada line. There's nothing for a man, just a widow and a box of pine. It was a gold rush town until they closed the mine. But when he hit that bank, he thought that he was back in 49. And then he took the road up to Colfax Town. The red lights behind, California sun going down. Bank clerk recalled the face and license plate of a desperate man in perdition on the interstate. And when he left the road by the canyon way, he wouldn't have raised his hands, and that's all the deputies would say. I do not think he meant to do the things he'd done. He only staked his claim, but he did it with a sawn-off gun. He wore a ring of gold as he lay there dying, and the angel band played Darling Clementine. If you take the road up to Colfax Town, you better head on by and be in Reno when the sun goes down. Thank you. Thank you very much. So I guess probably most of you know by now that last night, or yesterday sometime in Nashville, the great Earl Scruggs passed away. And there's a lot has been said about that and about how Earl revolutionised country and bluegrass music. And I'm sure a lot more will be said, so I'm not going to add to that, but I would like to dedicate this next song to his memory. 1, 2. Will you miss me when I'm gone, when I'm gone, when I'm gone? Will you think of me in springtime? Will you think of me in springtime? Will you think of me in springtime? When I'm gone, when I'm gone, when I'm gone. Our days, they will not last forever, but in your memories they'll remain. Think of the time we had together. When it's gone, never more to come again. I'll be there in every sunrise. I'll be there in every sunrise. I'll be there in every sunrise. When I'm gone, when I'm gone, when I'm gone. So lay a rose under the willow. Lay one rose under the willow. Lay a rose under the willow. When I'm gone, when I'm gone, when I'm gone. Our days, they will not last forever, but in your memories they'll remain. Think of the times we had together. When it's gone, never more to come again. When it's gone, never more to come again. Thank you very much. Thank you. We're going to ask Dafni to come back up now and play some banjo for us. And while Dafni's coming up and getting herself ready, I just want to say a little bit more about these two guys who are up here on stage with us, our Honorary American Intentions. And on my left, we've been working with this guy for the past couple of weeks on a new record, and it's an absolute delight to be on stage with him tonight. He is the most wonderful, intuitive bass guitar player and wonderful musician, and he's a great guy. And he is the pride of Van Nuys, Mr. David Jackson.
For lending me his accordion, so thank you very much.
Yes, thank you, David. Yeah.
My pleasure.
And then over on my right is this guy's a legend in Californian roots music. He's been a long-standing member of Dave Alvin's Guilty Men. He's played with everybody who's anybody, really, in California and beyond. He's a great musician. He's produced our current record. He's producing the new one. He's been putting stuff in his home. He's been driving us round. He's been giving us beers. He's been interpreting. And he's a great friend of ours. And put your hands together, please, for Mr. Rick Shea. So I think Daphne's all ready to go, and we are going to do a Carter family song for you now. This is called Go Watch and Shame. Oh, upon you my go watch and shame, love, and upon you my go wedding ring. I will pawn you this heart in my bosom. Only say that you love me again. Darling, how could I stay without you? I have nothing to ease my poor heart. This whole world would seem sad, love, without you. Tell me now that we never will part. Oh, upon you I go watch and shame, love, and upon you I go wedding ring. I will pawn you this heart in my bosom. Only say that you love me again. Take back all the gifts you have given, the diamond ring and the lock of your hair, and this card with your picture upon it. It's a face that is false but is fair. Oh, upon you I go watch and shame, love, and upon you I go wedding ring. I will pawn you this heart in my bosom. Only say that you love me again. Oh, the white rose that blooms in the garden, well, it grows with the love of my heart. It broke through on the day that I met you. It will die on the day that we part. Oh, upon you I go watch and shame, love, and upon you I go wedding ring. I will pawn you this heart in my bosom. Only say that you love me again. Only say that you love me again. Thank you. Well, I'm afraid the time has come where we have to do our last song. But I have a few thank yous to make before then. So first of all, I'd like to thank Bob for having us on here tonight. You know, people like Bob, you know, they are the backbone of the whole live music thing.
Yes.
Without people like Bob, you know, the musicians would just be at home practicing in front of their bedroom mirror. So how about a big hand for Bob Stane? And I would like to thank the wonderful Dafni, not only for her beautiful singing earlier, but her wonderful banjo playing now. So Dafni. And last but not least, I would like to thank every single one of you for coming out here tonight and supporting live music in your community. Keep doing that. So we're going to finish now, and we have CDs on sale. I realised as I was putting them out earlier, we had this great offer going on last week. We had 2 CDs and we're selling them for $10. They cost more than Daphne's book because we have to raise the money for our airfares home. And so we had this offer going on where you had $10, but the 2 of them, Poor Boy and Someone Else's Time, you got them for $15. But I think there's only 1 copy of Poor Boy left. So if you got your eye on that $15 bargain, you need to go like that after we finish, okay? But there are plenty of copies of Someone Else's Time, and it'd be wonderful if you came aboard them, or if you just came and said hi. that would be good too. And we're going to do one last song for you with the Good Intentions from Liverpool, UK, and this is Black Train. Black train, you took my darling, and I curse your ringing bell. I can hear those wheels rolling, lying in a prison cell. For I know she's gone forever, with no words to say farewell. Now my baby's on the main line, on a train as black as hell. Train, I saw you coming, and your light was burning red. On the night I told that woman I would soon see her dead, for she left me for another, but I kissed her where she fell. Now my baby on the main line, on a train as black as hell. Of morning, they will take me from this place, and the only thing in this world I remember is her face. Now that train is coming for me, forever I will hear that bell, with my baby on the main line, on a train as black as hell, with my baby on the main line, on a train as black as hell, on a train as black as hell. Thank you. Dafni, Rick Shea, David Jackson, thank you very much. Thank you. Good night.